Hello, and welcome back to Hitman. And in this series we will go back to where it all started, and this time round we will focus on completing as many of the challenges as we can on each and every one of the primary Hitman targets, with maybe a few interesting bonus kills on the way. So today we are in Paris for the Svedanja challenge, which entails killing Viktor Novikof at a meeting with an explosion. And since we're doing an explosion kill, we're also going to take care of the smoking hazard challenge, which also entails killing Viktor Novikof with a gas lamp explosion. We're going to take care of both of these at once. So the only thing we need to be bringing with us will be some form of remote explosive. Everything else is available on the map. So let's get reacquainted with our target, shall we?
Viktor Novikov, a former oligarch turned fashion mogul, an iconic power couple on the global fashion scene. Novikov and Margolis, and Viktor Novikov will be the focus of everyone's attention. I do know how you love a challenge. I will leave you to prepare.
So, right from the start and off the bat, what we're going to do is cut through the palace. We need to make our way to the very back of the map, where there is a small dock and the boat exit. And down there we will find ourselves a lone bodyguard. So we're going to make our way into the palace, around to the right of the central staircase, through the doors, and through out into the outside bar area. And as we run this way, we will trigger a conversation between Mr. Decker and his bodyguard. And Mr. Decker is the gentleman who is arranging to meet Mr. Novikof at the pavilion. So we're going to make our way down right to the very back of the map. We're just going to wait for the bodyguard there, you can see, move away. And we're going to run all the way to the very back of the map, down this walkway here, and past the point where we would normally try to acquire ourselves Helmut Kruger's outfit. And once we get right to the very back here, we're going to hang a left into the gardens, around the back of the helicopter here. Be aware of the patrolling guards around the helicopter. We're going to make our way down onto the dock area, where we will find our lone bodyguard, all on his onesies, protecting a locked boat. We're going to run up behind him, render him unconscious, and we're going to take his gun, and we're going to hide his body as best we can, which is easier said than done, but this will be the best possible place to leave him. There's no safe place to hide his body. We're going to take his outfit, and we're going to make our way into the maze area where the meeting will take place between Novikov and Decker. And the way in, or the easiest way in, is over this section of wall right here, which is handily enough close by. We're going to make our way over to the pavilion area here, and at this pavilion we will find two gas lamps. We're going to select our remote explosive and plant our explosive on one of the gas lamps. This one is the easiest one to do it on, as you do have guards and other people passing the other gas lamp. But once we have our explosive in place, we're going to retrace our steps back over the wall. We're going to once again make our way around the helicopter area, again being aware of the patrolling guards. One of them is an enforcer to the bodyguard outfit. And we're going to make our way back towards the outside bar at the side of the palace, where Mr. Decker is waiting for a bodyguard to escort him to the meeting, as long as we've triggered the conversation. If we haven't triggered the conversation, we will have to wait for that conversation to take place before we can speak to Mr. Decker, which is why we came out the building this way. It will trigger that conversation.
Mr. Decker, Mr. Novikof will see you now. I will escort you to the rendezvous point.
Ah, great. Thank you. Lead the way.
So once we have spoken to Mr. Decker, who sounds rather like Jack Nicholson, we're gonna very, very slowly escort him all the way back to the pavilion. Now this guy moves almost as slow as Ken Morgan does in the Bangkok map, so we are gonna have to move as slowly as we possibly can. I am gonna have to wait right here because, as you can see, there is an enforcer heading this way, but once he's in position we can sneak past him quite easily, and it does give Mr. Decker a chance to catch us up a little bit. So we're going to continue on once we're past there towards the main entrance gate of the maze area.
Escorting Max Decker. Mr. Novikof's orders.
Been expecting you. Go ahead.
So we're just going to continue on towards the pavilion area here, and when we arrive, or when Mr. Decker arrives more importantly, he will then contact Mr. Novikof, and Viktor will make his way over here as well. In the meantime, we are going to get ourselves out of the way, as there will be a number of enforcers around in this area, and if we stay blending in where we are, the enforcers won't see us, but as soon as we unblend and trigger the explosion, we will likely be spotted and more than likely be killed in the explosion. So we're just waiting now for Mr. Decker and Mr. Novikof to finish their conversation, and once Viktor Novikof dismisses Mr. Decker, we can then trigger the explosion. We do want to wait for Mr. Decker to get far enough away from the pavilion so that he is also not killed in the explosion along with his bodyguard. So they have just made their exchange as we speak. So Viktor will now any moment dismiss Mr. Decker, and he will then turn to his personal bodyguard, and Mr. Decker will vacate the area along with his bodyguard, and as soon as Decker is clear of the pavilion, we can then trigger the explosives. Now I have opted for the micro explosive so it isn't spotted while we're away. So Decker has left, time to explode.
Targets are down. Great work. Now head towards an exit.
So once Mr. Novikof has been detonated, all we have to do is make good our escape. We are going to take the helicopter exit. So that will get you the Dos Svedanja challenge and the smoking hazard challenges. Once the bodyguard has moved away, we can then enter our helicopter, and we will sell this on eBay later for about 20 quid. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.